What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. If you're new here, my name's Ryan.
And I'm Kyle, and today we are at my brother's house checking out the cool critters he has here that call his place home.
Yeah, so we've got a bunch of different animals here. I mean, he's got turtles, fish, so there's gonna be a lot to check out. And I mean, there's some really cool stuff. This is actually where I live, so I get to see these animals every day. They're pretty awesome though. So he's got a nice big fish tank in here.
Take the lights off so you can see a little better. So this tank I got on Craigslist, and this is 11 feet, I think, 11 feet by 2 foot. I think it's like 350 gallons. So we got it on Craigslist. It's all glass aquarium, so it's super heavy, but we were able to get it in here and build a super nice stand for it, super nice canopy, just because it's in his house. Obviously he wants it super clean, super nice, not to take away from his nice house here, but I think we definitely achieved our goal there. And we can talk about a couple of the fish in here. Obviously, these guys have grown exponentially in the past few months that he's had them. So they're actually going in a 4,000 gallon aquarium that I just got recently. But there's still got plenty of room here. So we got the giant gourami that is super personable. Let's see if he'll come up. Come on,
this one's actually my favorite. I like the
Really?
Redtail cats. I love the Redtails,
I like
even the
them a lot
classic.
too. But you show them this one.
Yeah,
Normal Redtail, and this one is a platinum Redtail catfish. I got these guys from Predatory Fins, if you guys know where that is. He's a good friend of mine, gets me all the fish. We'll definitely be down there soon enough, but in the meantime, we got some cool fish here.
Yeah.
We got a Ripsaw catfish. As you can see, he's probably tripled in size in the past 6 months. Royal Pleco, and I forget what these guys are. But they are cool looking fish.
Yeah.
But the problem is these guys love live fish. So we get live minnows every week and they hammer them, but they're slowly getting better on pellets, but these two just love the live fish. They just hammer them, but hopefully I can get them on pellets because I do not like getting fish all the time. It is a pain in the butt, especially if they're at my house with a big tank. A lot easier with pellets.
And here, Kyle, I'm gonna hand you the camera. I'm gonna grab some pellets for those turtles.
Okay. Well, also with the tank inside, I wanted a filtration system that's super easy for them, super easy to maintain. If there's ever any leaks, it doesn't flood the house. So I actually put a filtration system on the outside of the house here. So we got a pond filter here. I got the overflow system, so the water flows out right outside in the big tub here. I got carbon, I got heaters, and the pump right there. So it just pumps the water up through the filter, through a UV sterilizer, and then back into the tank. So with this, it's just an overflow system. So the way we do a water change is kick this on. This is fresh distilled water, RO water. And then there is the overflow here. So we just hook the pipe up to the RO system, or the overflow system. Comes out right here, and then drains out into the back. And this is the same thing. So with this filter, all you have to do to clean it is switch it to backwash, hook that pipe to this, and it flushes out. So it's a super simple, easy, very maintenance-free system. For my brother, just want to make sure it's nice and easy for him. Well, yep, all right. So next up, this was just a grassy field. We wanted to make it a super nice space for him. So we put a screened-in porch, and obviously we had to add some animals here and there. So we actually put a pond here. I think it's 21 feet by 5 feet. And it's full of albino red ear sliders and parrotfish. Now the story behind the parrotfish is we went to Predatory Fins, Rod's place, and Rod had like 100 of them in a tank, and they were tiny little things. So Timmy wanted to get some. So I said, okay, how many do you want? He said, all of them. I said, okay, all of them, sure. So we got all of them, expecting them to, usually with fish, they're not the most hardy, so we thought some would die. We haven't lost a single one in here. So they've been doing awesome. As well as African cichlids, if you see there. swimming around. And then there's minnows. I mean, there's a ton of different fish. I feel like every time I come here, these guys throw in a different fish. But these guys are doing absolutely awesome. But with the cold front coming, we got heaters for them, just because these are tropical fish, so they got to stay warm. The turtles are pretty hardy. They're Redtail sliders. I mean, you find them up in New York City, so they can take the cold. But still, ideally, they want it warm, so we'll have the heaters for them tomorrow.
And so we actually have some other aquariums over here. So this is actually pretty cool. Oh, what do you want to see? Oh, the basking turtle.
Yeah.
Let's see
This
it.
one came from a good friend of mine, Kyle Pennison. And I mean, you see the normal albino red ears that look very yellow, but he's almost got like a pink coloration. And he's got bright orangey pink coloration on the back of his shell. I mean, such a beautiful animal. See how they're like golden almost, the normal ones. But his is like very vibrant coloration to him. And he's been absolutely awesome in here. They are growing like weeds. And then this is from Universal Rock. If you guys ever check out Brian Barczyk's channel, he uses a lot of this in his products or his cages. Universal Rock is a great resource for artificial logs, rocks, and whatnot, but they look natural. So this is a great example of the floating log that they sell there that looks real in the pond, but obviously it's artificial. So it's super light, super easy. Just throw it in and they got a basking area. This is another product by Universal Rock. So they actually sell pond kits too. So it's a waterfall system and a pond. Now, there is a turtle in here somewhere. There he is. Okay. Come here, come here. Don't bite me, don't bite me, don't bite me. There he is. Oh. You see him? Like lightning. This is an albino softshell turtle. And he, like many softshell turtles, he can be quite nippy, but he's a pretty little guy. So this is his little pond, just because with the sand he can dig down in there, whereas that big pond, it's rock on the bottom because it's black, because I just want to showcase the bright coloration of the albino turtles, which is fun for the Redtail sliders. But this guy, he loves to dig in the sand. But also you can have it where the Redtail sliders or cooters or just those types of turtles can pick on these guys, especially with the soft shell. So he's safer in here by himself, and he's doing good.
Cool. Let's see what else we got back here. So we got some more turtles over on this side of the backyard. Actually, another one of Kyle Pennison's turtles are here.
Yeah,
Jamal.
He's been sending a lot of turtles.
Yeah, we've been getting a bunch. So that is right here, actually.
This is Jamal, and I think it's a female, correct?
Yeah, Jamal is actually Jamelia.
Oh man, nice.
She's big.
Water. There you go. She is a feisty girl. Boy, she is so heavy. Believe it or not, my good friend Jack that feeds them says he only feeds them 4 pellets a day, but she is certainly fat. Oh no! Wow, great system they got here.
And what kind of turtle is Jamal? She's a Badiger?
Badiger. Yeah, I think this is
the Borneensis?
This is a Borneensis, yeah. Badiger Borneensis.
And these guys get massive.
So we got 2 heaters in here, full pump here, the filtration system. This filter actually is really good. I got this on Amazon. It's a, I don't know, it just says patented on it. So I don't know what the heck kind of filter it is, but it's really cool because the way to clean it, you just turn this valve to backwash, you spin this, and it actually just pretty much is scrubbing the sponge in the filter while you're doing that. So you don't have to open the filter up at all. So you just switch this valve, spin this around, it blows all the backwash or the debris out, switch it back, and it's running again. So it's actually a really nice setup. But man, this is getting torn up, isn't it? Well, there you go, Ryan. Another project for you.
Yeah.
Well, this is warm water, man. This is like bath water.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But she is doing awesome. She's probably, no! Give me the water. Okay, right. What do we got next? Actually, let's go out to the pond.
All right, let's go check out the pond. So there's actually, it's kind of like an aquascape pond out here. I don't know who did it though. Isn't that?
No, this is, what is it? I think it's Korean Sun.
Korean Sun?
That sounds like Korean Sun.
Yeah.
Korean and Sun? No. They are a family from New York. and what we can do is we can put their link in the description. It's an amazing pond. So what it is he already came, well, the property here came with the giant lake. And a lot of times with South Florida, they build lakes just to build pads for the properties, to build them up out of the flood zone. So it's never really a pretty sight, the big ponds. So we wanted to kind of decorate the pond and accent it, as well as building a filtration system / pond for the lake. So there's water that pumps up from the lake through 2 different bogs that are connected here, and there's a bunch of milk crates in there. And what that does is like a biological filtration, as well as mechanical filtration. Now, biological is beneficial bacteria, so it eats all the waste of the fish and turtles and whatnot. Mechanical filtration is one of which it collects debris. And then there's one other usual common filtration is a chemical, that's carbon or whatnot. But obviously with this scale of water you're moving, you can't really keep up with chemical filtration. But again, it's a natural pond. It's got a natural filtration process anyway, as well as the filtration system we put in there.
And you can actually swim in this, right? It's like a rec pool.
Yeah, yeah. It really is. But let's go over here. So the filtration systems are kind of set up as bogs. So it's very shallow water. It runs through various plants. It's actually really cool looking. So all this rock is from my pool that we tore apart. So it's not really native to get around. There's something in there. Let's see what we can find. Oh, something moving.
I mean, we released quite a bit of snakes in here a couple weeks ago.
Was there?
Yeah, we released like 20 snakes.
Wait,
that we found.
You released them in here?
Well, we found them on the road.
Oh,
in the
yeah, they had to end up here, huh?
Yeah, they just ended up. There's probably like 20 water snakes.
Slithered their way here. But it's cool because this is like almost like a papyrus, which looks like an African plant. So it's a very aquatic plant. So it's just cool how it's very set up like a natural bog. So there's just giant milk crates essentially underneath the ground. The water just percolates up and flows out. And then there's 2 of them.
Percolates, that was a big word.
Percolate. What are you saying? I can't have big words.
I didn't know you knew a word like that. Like a percolate word.
Precipitation?
Yeah.
So 2 filtration systems, runs down in the rec pond, and then it overflows back to the lake. And growing up in Pennsylvania, my brother and I are so used to the streams and rivers and creeks. So it's kind of cool to be able to replicate that here, especially with this rock. This rock is from a more northern area, so it's very indicative of what we're used to in Pennsylvania. So it kind of just runs through here and flows out in the lake.
And probably one of the coolest things about now living down in South Florida is even in these man-made ponds and stuff, you'll see gators just pop into here. We've had a few gators since I've been here that have called this a temporary home, which is amazing to be able to walk out your front door, look out in the lake and be like, oh, there's a gator.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in the summer, not this time of year, but the summer, the gators are moving nonstop because with all the rains, the swales are full, the ponds are full, the wetlands are full. So it's just like a giant channel system for the gators. So they're moving nonstop. But in the winter, they're usually hunkered down in the spots they know they're gonna hold the water because again, the winter is the dry season here. So they're always looking for a permanent source of water, and this is definitely one of them. But usually I see the gator here. Where do you see it?
So sometimes I'll see him underneath the cabana. Yeah. He'll also be sitting up on the lake shore, but at nighttime he hangs out here underneath the waterfall.
Really?
Yeah.
It's cool how it's just this waterfall system here. See all the minnows down there?
Oh yeah. So also, we kind of want to know, what would you guys think if we did more like fish kind of stuff? Like what would you think about if we stocked a pond like this, or kind of like
we definitely need to
did the process? Would you guys want to see that? Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see us like what it takes to stock a pond and build up like maybe a fishing pond or maybe something else. I don't know. Yeah. It's blank canvas, so let us know kind of what you guys think.
Yeah, it definitely needs to. I mean, just natives, you know, because we tore the heck out of this pond, so I don't know how many fish are left.
Yeah.
But let's do one more thing. Let's go check on the sulcatas here. All the sulcadas that were kept at my current property, we moved over here because it's a lot nicer here with a barn stall that they go in at night. And we built a much bigger enclosure with the palmetto, so they dig into that. So it's just a cool, more naturalistic enclosure for them. And again, with the barn attachment, it's so much easier to keep them warm at night, especially again like we're having a cold front coming. We can just put them in there and they're nice and warm. So let's go check on those guys. How they've been doing?
They've actually been doing really good. I noticed today they didn't really want to leave the barn too much. They're just kind of sitting right out front in the doorway, and they're just piling up.
They know what's coming.
Yeah,
right?
They know the cold. There's a few lingers that are walking around, but when I was out there's probably like 8 or 9 right at the door. And I went out a few times to check on them, and they're still right at the door.
Yeah. So I'm usually crazy about biosecurity. I had two different groups of sulcata tortoises and 2 different stalls. Well, that one cold night that we had them in here, and overnight they dug underneath the stall divider, and now they're all together. So in all reality, I'm definitely overly crazy about biosecurity because I've had all these tortoises for well over 3 years. So they're obviously very healthy. But at that point I said, look, you guys win. They can all stay together. So now it's just one giant group. But man, they're all out. So let's see what we got. What's funny is I can tell which one is from which group. So this is a big adult female sulcata. She is from the larger group. Then we got the small sulcata. That one actually came from Pennsylvania many years ago. So we will call them Group A and Group B, because the misfits, as I call them, the misfits from Pennsylvania, are the ones that had metabolic bone disease or were kept inside, have pyramiding issues, or Speed Bump here. He's the first of the misfits. This is the first sulcata I've ever had, and he's named Speed Bump because if you look right here, the tip of his shell was actually knocked off by a car in Pennsylvania. That's how they found him. He was hit by a car, and luckily it was just clipped like that. And he was brought into a reptile sanctuary and ended up in my house. And this was the first sulcata that started all this. So he is definitely part of Group A.
Oh, dang, I was hoping he'd sit there longer. He's going to bite you in the butt.
What? Oh, man, he's dumb. So we got another one of Group A. This one has metabolic bone disease, but she has been doing a lot better since she's been in Florida. She just kind of scoots along with her back legs, but obviously, as you can see, she definitely gets around. I mean, that's the house over there, and she just roams this whole place. But man, these big sulcatas are following me everywhere. So these 2 are definitely Group B. These are the giant male sulcatas. And the thing is with sulcata tortoises, if you gotta watch, the males can be pretty aggressive. But honestly, we haven't seen much aggression at all. If you see here, all this is fungus, so we gotta really get in here and
clean them up.
Yeah, coconut oil I've found that really works. It's been drier, so it shouldn't be getting really any worse, but we do need to get in here and treat this before it does get any worse. But again, sulcatas aren't the best tortoise for South Florida. These guys just need a good home. And I mean, they're definitely living it up down here, but you just got to keep on it and just watch for those issues. It's easily treatable. It's nothing that you really have to worry about. It's not life-threatening unless it's severe cases. But man, you can see these sulcatas are just like, maybe I'll do a burrow here. No, maybe I'll do a burrow over there. No, maybe there. So as you can see, these guys are just roaming all around. So Group A, smaller one. Another Group A, smaller. And then Group B, another giant tortoise. So this is their winter enclosure, and I don't know how big it is. I mean, you can see all the directions and which way it goes, but it is a very big enclosure for these guys. And this is the winter area, and that's the summer area. So what that does is we can keep them out of there in the winter to make sure they go back in the heated house at night. But in the summer, we can open it up and they can go in the palmetto patches and burrow as much as they want. So here they are.
Well, guys, the camera died. My bad.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed seeing not only the fish, but the amazing turtles Timmy has here at the property.
Yeah, and if you liked today's video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you guys.